Nuclear weapons are the most destructive machines ever created by humanity. In less than a second, a single bomb can release more energy than thousands of tons of conventional explosives. The temperature at its center can become hotter than the surface of the sun, unleashing a blinding flash, a crushing shockwave, and invisible radiation capable of killing long after the explosion. The world first witnessed this terrifying power in 1945. When atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, over 200,000 people lost their lives by the end of that year. Entire neighborhoods disappeared, buildings were flattened, and survivors described seeing an intense flash of light, followed by a blast so powerful it felt as though the world itself had exploded around them. And those bombs were tiny compared to many of today's nuclear weapons. Modern warheads can be even more than 50 times as powerful as the Hiroshima bomb. Some are designed to destroy entire cities in a single detonation. So here's the question. If one exploded today, would anyone survive? Is survival completely impossible? Or could the decisions you make in the first few seconds actually save your life? The answer might surprise you. Let's find out. The moment a nuclear weapon detonates, 4 deadly events happen almost at the same time. The first is an intense flash of light. It's so bright that people looking directly at it from several kilometers away can suffer temporary or even permanent blindness. Next comes the heat. Near the center of the explosion, temperatures can reach several million degrees Celsius, hotter than the core of the sun. Of course, this extreme heat lasts only a tiny fraction of a second, but it's enough to ignite buildings, melt metal, and cause severe burns. Then comes the blast wave. A massive wall of compressed air races outward faster than the speed of sound, flattening buildings, throwing vehicles through the air, and turning shattered glass into deadly projectiles. Finally comes invisible radiation. Unlike the blast or fire, you can't see it or feel it, but it can seriously damage the body's cells. These 4 effects make nuclear explosions unlike anything else on Earth. Despite what movies often show, not everyone dies instantly. In fact, thousands of people survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Why? The biggest factor is distance. People very close to the explosion had almost no chance. But those farther away had much better odds, especially if they were inside strong concrete buildings. Some survivors were protected simply because another building blocked the direct blast. Others survived because they were underground. Every wall between you and the explosion can reduce your exposure to heat and radiation. In other words, where you are at the moment of the explosion can make the difference between life and death. Imagine seeing a bright flash outside your window. Your first instinct might be to run outside or drive away. Ironically, that could be one of the worst decisions. The blast wave doesn't arrive instantly. Depending on your distance, it could take several seconds to reach you. If you see a brilliant flash, immediately drop to the ground and protect your head. Once the shockwave passes, get inside the nearest sturdy building as quickly as possible. Stay away from windows. Glass is responsible for many injuries, even far from the explosion. Basements in the center of large concrete buildings provide the best protection. Even if you survive the explosion, another threat is coming. It's called radioactive fallout. As the mushroom cloud rises, it carries dust, soil, and debris high into the atmosphere. Many of these particles become radioactive. Eventually, they fall back to Earth. Breathing them in or remaining exposed can increase radiation doses significantly. That's why experts recommend staying indoors for at least 24 hours, or until authorities say it's safe. If you are outside during the fallout, remove your outer clothing carefully. Doing this alone can remove much of the radioactive material. One nuclear explosion would be catastrophic, but humanity would survive. A full-scale nuclear war is a different story. Scientists believe that hundreds of burning cities could send enormous amounts of smoke into the upper atmosphere. The smoke could block sunlight, lower global temperatures, shorten growing seasons, and damage food production. This effect is known as nuclear winter. Even countries far from the explosions could face famine and economic collapse. Thankfully, no one knows exactly how severe it would be, because fortunately, it has never happened. So could we survive a nuclear bomb? Yes, but survival depends on where you are, how prepared you are, and what you do in the critical first minutes. A nuclear explosion is one of the most terrifying events imaginable, but understanding the science can replace fear with knowledge. The hope is that nuclear weapons are never used again. But if they ever are, knowing the facts could save lives. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.